lost. And I just am honest with God about what I'm feeling inside. Maybe out of that, there's a sense of surrender that I need to lift to Him. And maybe after all that, there are some things I want to ask Him to do in my life and in the lives of those around me. And I'm just slowly, prayerfully writing those thoughts down to Him as I interact with Scripture. And then out of that, in the conclusion, to saying, God, out of this, what do you want me to take from here? Is there a thought about who you are, about who I am, about the design of life that you just want to keep bringing back to mind as you go through that next day or that next week or whatever? Okay? So maybe that is something that looks to be appealing and inviting to you. Another way, another rhythm that through church history has been used is the next one, and it's just reviewing God's presence in my life. Again, you want the big word? It's called the prayer of examen, okay? Don't worry about that, though. But just a place in my life to stop and look back at the last chunk, whether it's a week, a month, a couple days, a day. It's invitational. It's God saying, can you actually put aside needing to be productive for a period every week to be restored? And part of that for us, maybe we need to set aside our social media, our electronics that control our lives, so they have less control. All right? And in that, say, God, how do you want to restore me physically? Maybe there's some rest. You just simply unfocused that we don't even start. Where God, I believe, if we ask Him, will gently just bring to the surface one thing. Maybe it's finances. In this next period, God, I'm going to prayerfully and with the counsel of others get a handle on this by your Spirit. Maybe it's anger, fear, anxiety, gratitude, encouragement. It could be so many things. Maybe it's a relationship. And just say, God, in this next 6-month period, this next year, depending on what it is, through my prayer, through my reflection, through service. For some people, they connect when they're actually boots on the ground, maybe serving the homeless or involved in a community league, or can be umpteen other things, and you just kind of come alive in those things. Well, make sure you have opportunities to do that regularly, and afterwards, a little bit of time to think about what was it about that? What's God showing me in that? All right? Through study. It's one of mine. So I know I need to read. And I know as I read a passage, I need to read what others have thought about it and all kinds of stuff. So we're all different, and let's not put on to someone else how we connect with God. And then another question, and this is important because these rhythms are not just adding to our already full plate. Part of adding godly rhythms may be seeing what